Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, I'm Chris, and I'm bringing you guys a show this week. And this week, actually, a little bit different. I usually take one fight or I take a series of fights from one guy and I break that stuff down. But since CHIBA just finished, actually, I wanted to take some time out and give you my thoughts on the way the game is moving so far. What's working, what's not working, what's something that we need to be looking out for, or what you need to be prepping your fighters for in the future. And I did watch some of the Grand Prix fights. I haven't watched all of the Grand Prix fights because I do other stuff on my weekend. But of the ones I did get to watch, I kind of compiled what I saw a large number of things scoring, especially in the finals. And I watched finals and semifinals specifically because it's a really good player against a really good player. The skill discrepancy sometimes between the first player, the best player in the world for these, and the 32nd ranked player can be kind of large. But usually it's these same dudes in the finals, and so I wanted to see what's working for them, what's not. First up, if you guys were able to watch this match, Handapur versus Jun Jang, punch is still prevalent. The punch is still working across at least in the men's game. I'm sure in the women's game. I remember watching the Asia Open, and Vietnam almost won with just purely punch. A large number of points coming from that, so please keep working on that. A large number of points also coming from the Crescent in the clinch. Nothing really new there. Jun Jang, that's how he won. I saved this little clip for you guys because that's kind of how Jun Jang won here. The game was really close up until he got both those crescent kicks at the same time. And then, as many of you guys know, in the plus 80 division, Lorin versus Kyung Dun again. Kyung Dun actually pulled it out this time. Usually, Kyung Dun loses here inside the clinch, though. Dodges the head kick, inside out crescent kick, and with 2 seconds left, man, there's not really anything you can do in that situation. So Kyung Dun finally takes the victory over Lorin. So there's those two, and then the third point, which I see a lot of top players do, but I don't see a lot of. I don't really see too many other players do this as often. Is taking advantage of when you pull ahead or as soon as you get a point. And what I want to highlight is this. I don't think World Taekwondo has come up with this fight by itself, so I kind of had to find it on my own. My dad told me this was a good fight, and I watched it, and lo and behold, it was. So, this is really loud. And this is called like capitalizing when you're ahead. So this isn't actually where I want to show you guys. There's this part. Small exchange. Sorry, there's an hour 33, so it's hard to get the specific point. If you guys have watched this fight before, it's you guys know exactly what happens here at the end of the second. But boom, he gets the 5 points. Russia's holy crap! I was down by 3. Now I'm down by like 8 or however many, and plus the gumjang, so 10. Sorry, 9. Now 10. And instead of backing out, Azerbaijan goes in for another punch, knowing that Russia's probably still thinking about his offense. Russia almost gets that back, not bad. And oh man, please play. Ah, okay, well, I apologize, guys, if you guys for watching it over again. Okay, here we go. Ooh, last 10 seconds. Notice that Azerbaijan isn't backing out to try and wait for the third round. Azerbaijan's moving in. Knows Russia's coming in on the offense, which means there's zero thought going into his defense. So not only was I up by 3 or however many, then I got my 5, and then I got another 4. So now you can try and deal with that going to the third. So big one for me, guys, that I'm not seeing. I see a lot of people punching now. I see a lot of people taking crescent kicks in the clinch. Another big one is you guys need to capitalize after taking the lead and not just sit back and think about defense. You guys need to go in and still think that, like, how else can I get points? But now you have the added advantage of they need to come in and pressure me. So how can I smartly do that? Azerbaijan, one of the world's top players, making that happen. Last but not least is McNish versus Hosseini. And I had to watch this a couple of times because when I watched McNish beat Daehoon, one, I was kind of like, Daehoon looks like he's out of training. He looks like, it does, as you don't know, I think he got married around World Championships. I'm not really sure what he's doing now. He looked decent at Roma. He lost to Cena there. In this tournament, though, when I was watching him fight McNish, McNish is seems like his legs are just ridiculously strong, and Daehoon was not ready for that, which is the first time I've seen that in a long time. So I think either Daehoon's training went down or the rest of the world trainings went up, and they finally caught up to where Daehoon is in strength. Because during McNish's fight, I'll probably break this fight down later too. But during McNish's fight, he was scoring offensively on cuts on KP&P, and that's something I'd not really even seen before, because usually on KP&P, one guy has to be standing there and the other guy cuts and absorbs the impact, and that's how it happens. This is the first time I'd really seen where McNish was cutting forward against Daehoon. Daehoon's retreating, and he extends, and he's still able to score the point even though Daehoon's force is moving backwards. So I thought that was really interesting, and McNish must be putting in a lot of power into those kicks to beat that threshold still. Here what we're going to see, though, is what I've noticed is starting to win now. And I watched McNish's fights, and it seems like whoever has a higher front leg wins. And a lot of people know that already, but it's not just if they have a high front leg, then you cancel under it, because it's gotten to the point where people can absorb the cancel and still keep kicking on top. So canceling is either we're gonna have to put a lot more force into our cancels, or second, we have to find another alternative to the cancel if they beat us with their leg on top, because canceling anymore is not enough to disrupt and just like take away all the leg power and just watch for head kicks, because after they cancel, it seems like they're still able to kick and generate a lot of power. Also, I forgot to bring up Jang Jun here. If you guys haven't watched Jang Jun, watch how Jang Jun cancels Handipur in the third round, and that's a interesting way that you guys might start taking on how to play the cancel. He's very good at that. It's something that, if more people cut in heavyweight division, then I'd think about trying. But to be honest, not too many people do hanging cuts in heavyweight. Anyway, so what my takeaways from McNish's fights are that people's strength is getting to a point where the cancel is no longer effective, because they can absorb the cancel and still kick and still produce points on top of your cancel. So that's a no-go anymore. And even actually, like, Daehoon's blocking. Daehoon's pretty good about his blocking and covering himself, but there's one point I remember when McNish was about to axe kick Daehoon, and Daehoon had like trouble holding the leg back from hitting his head. And so, my opinion, the stronger your base leg and this front leg foot fighting game is right now, that seems to be prevalent, because the strength threshold that people have hit is now higher than the pressure threshold on the Hogu, so you can score now offensively like that, which is, I think, really going to change the game. But that being said, the way I noticed Hosseini beating McNish, not just by the large number of crescent kicks in the clinch, was because of plays like this. This happens on multiple occasions. So let's accept the fact that McNish has a monster front leg, and that it's hard to contend with, and that if he's Hosseini is pretty freaking strong too. Like, there's a lot of power generated out of his front leg, but I would take it 60-40. McNish is maybe a little bit stronger. And so what Iran started to do in the third round, what I noticed on a couple of points, is if we can't contend with while his leg is up, we'll just start contending when his leg is down. So there's a cut, and as soon as it goes down, Iran's pretty good about holding their leg up, but it's whoever the first person to drop their leg kind of loses in the situation. As soon as the space is open, Iran keeps their front leg kind of floating there, and as soon as it's open, he hits it here. There's another situation where he hits it over on this part, and he does that a couple times, and then he creates an even bigger lead by in the clinch. He's in the clinch out in crescent, and that kind of secures him the win. And last but not least, in this Azerbaijan Russia fight, Russia ended up scoring a lot of points with these kicks underneath here. Oh, that's them winning the fight already. He scores a couple here. Let's take a look at these. Oh, nope, it's too far. Still too far. Nope, too far. Here. I think it's here. So this is still prevalent. I mean, this isn't like really new meta or whatever. Really new meta is what I was talking about earlier with the leg being up higher and that people can absorb the cancel now. So we have to try and kick after. It looks like Iran's way to solve the problem was to kick after. This is also another way to deal with it. You just got to watch for your head. Like I said, not new meta, but it's still effective. I think, oh, is it here? No, it should be coming up soon. I want to see that straight leg round kick. Is that also even here? Azerbaijan noticed. Well, normal response to just kick after someone's dead kicking you. Russia's leg is up, and so that means this whole time it's up here. There's possibility to score unless you handle it. Tries to cancel. This is what I'm talking about. I'm looking for that underneath straight leg round kick that's able to erase any body shot. No. There it is. He's going to do it one more time. It's a straight leg lob round kick. I think he hits it again right away. Yeah, right underneath. Going for the bottom little portion of the Hogu right here. That seems to be effective for Russia. I know that's worked for a lot of players before. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've gathered so far. If you guys have any other things you guys see are working, please comment those below. This isn't one of my normal videos. I'm going to post this, I think, probably in today or something like that. But that's just my thoughts. Once again, punch. The things that haven't changed: the punch, kicking underneath, large number of points coming from the crescent inside the clinch. And for those of you guys who don't do this already, capitalize when you take the lead. Like, really focus on that. The new things in the game to watch for now. Whoever has, it seems to me, like whoever has the higher leg in the front leg fight is going to win. And that may have seemed obvious before, and I didn't really pay attention to that or mention that because I was like, dude, if they just have a higher front leg, just wait, and then you cancel it, and then you kick after. That's no longer the case because people can absorb that cancel and still kick. And yeah, let's see. I think Wushi's going to come up in a couple of months. There's going to be, I'm not sure if there's going to be another Grand Prix or Grand Prix finals or whatever they call it. Coming in December, but let's see where the game goes from here. That's about it, guys. Thanks for tuning in on this video. Like I said, please like, subscribe, or comment below. And if you guys have a difference of opinion, please let me know down below. Like, I'm only one person. This is just my perspective. If you guys have a different perspective on the game, please share. Thank you for tuning in.